which will result in greater efficiencies, cost savings and safety in our court system. I know it's something a lot of people are interested in. I know the Eves family in Tauranga, for example, are watching and will be interested in what I'm about to say. But can I just say this? The process for this video link started some time ago, and in my time as a lawyer I was involved in a couple of cases, one where a police officer had moved overseas and was in, my memory is, the outback in Australia, and we had him by video link for a voir dire, and another case, in fact, an attempted murder where one of the witnesses to a gang brawl in a Potiki had got cancer and only had a matter of weeks to live, and so her evidence was taken by this method. But the process was far from certain. There certainly weren't any presumptions, and in fact it was hard work and fraught to get the evidence, and still is, I imagine, to get the evidence into court from video link. So this is a real procedural step forward. I think it's excellent. As I say, it will result in efficiencies and cost reductions and an increased safety. I agree with what Charles Chevelle has said. Any lawyer who's been involved in a criminal call-over in a district or high court will have seen that, the hassles of getting prisoners particularly, but also witnesses and so on into court. There will be much savings and many efficiencies from doing this. Not to mention, as I say, the safeties. Certainly a colleague of mine in the Tauranga District Court it made the news, I recall, assaulted by a prisoner at a call-over who decided that he didn't want to be in custody anymore. So these things do happen, and by going to video link we cut all of that down and really hopefully should speed things up. I just want to perhaps finish with a radical thought though. We see in the bill that this is going to be a default position for procedural hearings but not for substantive. I personally question whether that will necessarily be the end of the story. In fact, and I take Charles Chevelle's point, there's the body language, there's seeing the whites of their eyes that you get from seeing a witness at close quarters. In fact, what all the research tends to suggest is that twitchy witnesses are often honest, and dishonest witnesses often come across as far from twitchy. So I question whether there actually are any real advantages by having a witness in court physically rather than remotely from video link. It may be in time, and I know it's a radical thought, this could be extended to all witnesses, whether in a procedural or a substantive hearing, but perhaps that's for another bill in another year, Mr. Speaker.
Kennedy.